Bear Cruzer G2 versus Dragon X8 compound bow. I'm Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this video I'm going to compare and contrast the Bear Cruzer G2 and the Dragon X8 compound bow. And so I'm going to just lay out the data and let it speak for itself and let people make a decision on, if they're looking to buy a bow, make a decision on that. I'll also provide links to Amazon if you want to purchase either of these bows. I do have an affiliate program, so Amazon does give me a little kickback. But in addition, the people who make the Dragon X8 bow, they're also offering me a kickback, even much better than the one Amazon gives. So if you decide you'd like to buy the Dragon X8 bow and you also want to support my channel, please use that link, and it helps to support what I'm doing. I thank you for that. And so let's take a look at the data here and do a comparison between these two bows. So to start off with here, I have the list price of the bows. As you can see, the Bear Cruzer G2 typically sells for $399. The Dragon X8 is about half that price. It's $199. So I did put a column over here. It's, you know, which bow kind of had the better score. So the Dragon, you could basically buy two of the Dragon X8s for the price of one Bear Cruzer G2, or you could just save yourself $200, which is pretty significant. We look down here at the maximum draw length. The Bear Cruzer G2 will go out to 30-inch draw. The Dragon X8 will go to 31-inch draw. So the Dragon gives you an extra inch of draw length. I would be able to shoot the Dragon X8 because I have a 31.5-inch draw, but I could shoot a 31. 30 is a little too short for me, so if I wanted a backup bow, I could use the Dragon X8 as a backup bow. So minimum length, the Bear Cruzer G2 will go down to 12 inches. The Dragon X8 will go down to 18. So the Bear does have more of a draw length range in the lower end. But what I've experienced when testing these bows is once you get down below 18 inches of draw length, it's essentially useless. It's not a draw curve anymore. What it does is it just clunks over. It's very clumsy. And it's really useless once you get down into those lower draw length ranges. So it's not a smooth draw. You're pulling and all of a sudden it just goes glue, and you wouldn't want a little kid, you know, trying to shoot a bow kind of like that. So maximum draw weight, the Bear Cruzer G2 has a maximum draw weight of 70 pounds. Now the nice thing about the Dragon X8 actually is that it'll go to a maximum weight of 70 pounds, but it also has a 60-pound limb option. Now, why is that significant? But bows typically perform their best at peak weight. So if you're only planning to shoot 60 pounds, well, then you might as well just get the 60-pound limb option. I do want to point out, for all of these bows that I'm going to compare, and these two right here, is that you only get that peak weight at the maximum draw length. As you go down in draw length, the maximum draw weight will also decrease. I have charts for that on my website, seansoutdooradventures.com. I also have other videos, review videos that show all that. So you can check those videos out or go to my website if you want to see, like if you're a 27-inch draw length, you could go see what is the peak weight at that. The brace height for the Bear Cruzer G2 is 6.5 inches. The brace height for the Dragon X8 is 6.5 inches, so it's the same. And 6.5 inches is something we're seeing very commonly in compound bows nowadays. The brace height is the distance from the grip where it curves in to the string. So the center of the grip there to the string is the brace height. Let off. The let off of the Bear Cruzer G2 is 70%, and the Dragon X8 is 70 or 80%. Now, I am not actually 100% sure how to change the let off. They note it as 70 or 80, but I don't know what you have to do to increase or decrease the let off. Axle to axle length is identical, 30 inches. The arrow rest is a whisker biscuit on the Bear Cruzer G2 and a hostage style rest on the Dragon X8. I always kind of like the hostage style rest a little bit better because it gives room for fletch clearance, so it still holds the arrow in place the same way that a whisker biscuit does, but it doesn't allow, or it doesn't have friction for where the fletches go through the rest like you do on a whisker biscuit. Also, where the fletches go through on a whisker biscuit eventually wears out, and so whisker biscuit rests can actually wear out a little quicker. I kind of had a preference for the hostage, but they're both, you know, decent rests. The sight, your Bear Cruzer G2 it comes with a 4-pin sight. The Dragon X8 comes with a 5-pin sight, and there is a sight light included, which is especially helpful if you're shooting out of a ground blind. A lot of these types of bows are used by youth age people because there's such an incredible adjustable range, and you know, having that sight light is going to be helpful because a lot of youth, they're hunting out of ground blinds, and you really need a sight light when you're hunting out of a ground blind. They both have a peep sight installed. The Bear Cruzer G2 has the older style peep sight that you used to see when I was a kid with the rubber tubing on it. The rubber tubing helps to rotate the peep sight in line with the draw light, you know, when you're at full draw. And the other type, you do need to adjust the string by adding or removing twists to get the alignment properly, the type of peep sight that's on the Dragon X8. However, the Dragon X8, you can actually tune this bow without a bow press. You just loosen the limb bolts out far enough and the string will come right off, and you could add or remove twist to the string to rotate the alignment of the peep sight and then crank the draw weight back up. The Bear Cruzer G2 has a maximum amount of turns. I believe it's 12 full turns is the maximum you're allowed to turn the limb bolts. And when I went that far, it didn't have the capability of the strings coming off of the cam like the Dragon X8. So when you're thinking about tuning your bow, the Dragon X8, you can tune the bow without needing a bow press. You just simply loosen the limb bolts far enough, and everything, the limbs and or the strings and the string and cables can come right off. Both bows come with a stabilizer and wrist sling included. As far as the tools you need, the Allen wrench style tools you need to adjust the bow, the Bear Cruzer G2 does not come with those, whereas the Dragon X8 does come with a full package of Allen wrench keys, which I thought was pretty helpful. They were right there, and I didn't have to go provide my own. The limbs both have a split limb, each bow, so you know, you have that. Then they both have a split yoke system, which I kind of prefer when you have split limbs. Having the split yoke enables you to adjust for cam lean and tuning, so I do prefer that. And down here at the bottom of my chart it has the draw length and the speed that the bow provided with a 350 grain arrow. I guess I'll make a note of that. So all of these tests here were with the 350 grain arrow, and the speed, well, there's no speed rating for the Bear Cruzer G2 at 31-inch draw because it cannot go to 31-inch draw. So with the Dragon X8, we were 320 feet per second. And you can just look down here at, you know, your draw length and the speed that the bow provided. When I was a kid growing up with a compound bow, I mean, 250 feet per second was, you were considered a fast shooting bow back then at 250 feet per second. I shot my first deer, which is right here, right above me, a 5-pointer with a compound bow that probably shot, you know, maybe 230 feet per second, 240 feet per second. And so my point is, this is plenty, both of these bows you can hunt with. And, you know, the key is just having a good broadhead. I prefer one that has a fixed blade, razor blade to the point type of broadhead, like a G5 Montec. That's what I would use if I was shooting either of these bows. So I do have a column over here that I just threw in there. You know, which bow won each category. Well, obviously the Dragon's $200 less. That's pretty significant. You know, and then you could see all these when I was going through them. Realistically, on paper, the Dragon X8 is clearly the winner here in my little comparison, and that's just data driven. I mean, you do have a little more draw length. As far as comparing some of the speeds, you know, half the draw lengths, the Bear Cruzer G2 was a little faster, and half of them, the Dragon X, especially in the lower draw length ranges, the Dragon X8 seemed to take the lead as far as bow speed. But again, speed isn't, you know, the ultimate end of all things. You know, it's just a comparison there. My point with showing you those especially is that either of these bows can be hunted with. And so I know a lot of people are getting into archery. Both of these bows have been a consideration. I think this one, to me, if I was in the market and I'm just looking at the data and the price, I think I would personally go with the Dragon because I'm saving $200. You know, and I'm not a rich guy, so I like to save money where I can. But I'm not, you know, if you want to get a Bear Cruzer G2, and if you're hard set on that, go for it. It's gonna serve your purposes, but the Dragon X8 also is a really good option, and it's more affordable for someone like me. So again, if you want to buy either of these bows, I will get links for them and put them in the description section. And I want to thank you for watching this video. The scripture verse for this video is Psalm 134. So that's from the book of Psalms 134. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care and God bless.